power to give work and take work away.
Well, Mr. Holdsworth...
Now, I've got to be out this afternoon, so this is one of those occasions when I like to say, there you are, Mr. Watts. The throne is all yours.
Yes, but about Mrs. Dodds...
Now, there shouldn't be any problems. It should be easy enough to handle.
Have you told Mrs. Dodds?
No, man. Would I be helping your career in the long run if I made the training easy, removed all the obstacles from your path?
You haven't told Mrs. Dodds, have you?
I was going to, and then I thought, no. You see, to me, it would just be a routine chore, but to you, it will be a learning process. Now get stuck in. You'll be all right. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, because I bumped into your mother this dinner time. She's told me about your plans for going away.
For one night, Ivy.
Well, you've asked her to tap kiddies and all, which perhaps I wasn't supposed to find out about. I don't know.
Ivy!
Well, it was round at your house the other night, wasn't it? It wasn't even mentioned then.
It was because you were babysitting the other night that I didn't ask you twice on the run, so I asked me mum instead.
Well, your mother's got shop, hasn't she, and one thing and another's me, and I'm sat with time on my hands.
Ivy, I don't want to argue over this.
I've not come to argue.
Then what have you come for?
I've come to remind you that I'm here for those kiddies whenever I'm needed, not as second best either. For when your mother decides she's had enough or she wants to go boozy.
Oh, do you think this trip is really worth it?
And what's that supposed
Well,
to
it
mean?
seems to be causing now, but problems is nothing if you really need to go.
Oh, don't I?
Do you know, if you want my honest opinion...
Because I'm not going to no trade exhibition. I'm not going to Birmingham. I'm going to Liverpool, to an abortion clinic. That's why I have to go. Doctor says it's no more than 6 or 7 weeks, so medically it's straightforward.
And Martin doesn't even know you're pregnant.
Not a clue. Well, he'd think it was wonderful. It's not that I don't think he'd stand by me or anything like that. Well, he'd think it was marvellous. He loves kids.
But you don't want another one.
No, not with them two at the age they are. But mostly, I don't want Martin to think he can never leave me. That somehow I've trapped him for the rest of his life.
I thought you said he'd welcome the idea.
Oh, he would now. He'd be passing out cigars and all the rest of it. 5 years. 10 years. When he's still a young man and I'm passing middle-aged. I know folk don't think I'm even aware of how old he is. But of course I am. And I don't want him tied to me forever. Because we have a baby.
And you're going in overnight?
Yes. Operation's the following morning.
Yeah, I did it that way when I had mine. Oh, that was quite a while ago now, in different circumstances to yours. I mean, I didn't have any children. Trouble was, I didn't have much of a husband either, and I think I was frightened, basically.
How did you feel afterwards?
Relieved. A bit guilty, but mostly relieved.
Afternoon, ladies. Having a break then, are we?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry to spoil it, but do you think I might trouble you for a spot of tea?
Would you mind helping yourself, Percy? The pot's there and you find a cup and you can have it on the house.
Yeah, that's no way to run a business.
No, I know it isn't, but would you mind, please?
No, all right then. Just this once.
I know I'm doing the right thing. Why do I cry whenever I think about it?
Well, it might be the right thing, but it's a hard thing. And it's a thing no woman likes to do. Especially you. I mean, you've got children. You love children. At least me, I didn't have any to start with.
Well, I've talked it over with the doctor, counsellor. And they agree with me that I'm doing the right thing.
You are, love.
Yeah.
Ah, now then, Mrs. Dodds.
Mr. Holdsworth, not you?
No, he's had to go out this afternoon. I've stepped in.
Oh, I see. So, what is it then?
Well, I'm sure you'll agree that anonymity is the most important attribute to any store detective.
How do you mean?
Well, we don't want them knowing who you are.
Oh, it can be useful. They see me and they know not to try it on.
Well, yes, well, there is that.
If they know me, odds are I know them. Which is what I'm paid for.
Yes, well, to get to the point...
It would be nice.
Well, we, that is the company, have decided on some staffing changes. The main one being that you are to be transferred to our Bolton branch.
Really? And whose bright idea was this, might I ask?
Head office, I think.
Dear.
Well, I'm sure that Mr. Holdsworth will be very sorry to lose you.
Will he now? I must say, I'm beginning to wonder.
Well, thank you. That's all for now.
I'm not an old sock, you know, to be cast aside when I've served my purpose. Mind, I'm talking to the monkey, aren't I? It's the organ grinder I want.
Well, I'm sure there's no need for...
After all he's said to me, all he's promised me. Well, you can tell your precious Mr. Holdsworth that if he thinks he can hide away and get an underling to do his dirty work for him, then he's even less of a man than I took him for. And if he thinks I'm going to quietly pack my bags and disappear off to Bolton, then he's a fool as well.
I promised I wouldn't tell you this, but...
You going to?
You know Gail's pregnant as well?
Yes, you have said something.
Yeah, well, what I haven't said, because I didn't even know myself until last night. And Kevin, you haven't got to say a word about this to anyone, you haven't.
No?
She's not having it. She's having it terminated.
Hey?
And I think it's going to be tomorrow. She came in the shop saying about how she was going away somewhere, and when I asked her where she was going, she went all cagey about it.
Flippin' it. I suppose they must have the reasons. Not a decision you do lightly, is it?
Yeah, well, I don't think Martin has his reasons. I don't even think Martin knows about it. Gail hasn't even told Martin she's pregnant yet.
She's
Never
got
mind.
to!
Well,
She can't do a thing like that without telling him. It's his as well, you know, it's not just hers.
Kevin, don't shout at me!
Yeah, what's she gonna do when he finds out later, when it's too late? What's she gonna think then?
Yeah, well, he's never going to know, is he?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to ever tell him.
I think it's diabolical.
Oh, God, I wish I'd never told you about it now.
Never mind me. It's Martin. He's the one you should be telling.
So, what time are you off to Birmingham tomorrow, then?
I'm setting off early afternoon.
'Cause I'm working. Otherwise, you'd love me to be going, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, you can't.
Oh, can't I? Only, I had a word with one of the lads down at work today. And don't get too excited when I tell you this, but I've got the next 2 days off, which means the kids can go to Audrey's and I can go with you.
Martin, it's not a holiday.
Oh, come on, it could be.
It's a trade exhibition. You'd be bored to death.
Hey, just use your imagination, will you? Just tell everybody I'm your secretary and you can go round as if you're some high-flying executive.
Look, I just fancy a bit of time on my own, all right? I know that's not very nice, but I just fancy it, all right?
So the magic's wearing off, really, isn't it?
Oh, don't say that, Martin, please. I just fancy getting on a train on my own. No kids. I just fancy a bit of time on my own. Don't make a big thing out of it, please.
Okay. You go by yourself, then. Can't keep the crowds waiting, can I?
Right, what are you having, Vera?
I'll have a lager.
Right, half a lager, pint of bitter, and whatever you want, Jack.
You're a good little lad, Curly.
Hey, what happened with Rena Jobs this out? Tan ordered to office, so when she come out, she didn't have a kind word for cat.
Ah, well, it's no secret. Everyone will know sooner or later. She's being transferred to a Bolton branch.
Well, she's not too happy about it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was the one who had to tell her.
Burdens of high office, eh, Curly?
Yeah, you know her husband's an ex-Royal Marine. Goes round punching folk, she told him so.
No.
Oh, Ash, so we're talking about him, a right nutcase by all accounts.
Company will pay your medical expenses, though, Curl.
Hi, darling. What do you want? Half. Pint and half a lager, please, Jim.
You haven't even got the oil off your hands. Look at them.